Cybersecurity experts are warning about the rise of counterfeit Ozempic medications being sold online around the world. Industry groups and cybersecurity firms say that together with law enforcement in North America and Europe, they have now shut down dangerous operations of more than 250 illegal pharmacy websites just last year alone. Joining us this morning on the risk that fakes pose is Dr. Sean Wharton. He's the associate professor at the University of Toronto and a physician who treats obesity and diabetes. Great to have you in studio. Welcome
Absolutely.
to your morning.
Thank you.
Obviously, these fakes are being driven by the fact that Ozempic and drugs similar are extremely popular right now. What kind of demand exists in this country for those medications?
Well, the demand is huge. So every country, it is a big deal. So these medications treat actual diseases. So type 2 diabetes, people living with obesity, and even cardiac disease is going to be treated. But at the same time, they make you thin. So when they make you thin, everybody wants them. So they're super popular, not just for the disease states, but also for people who are seeking the cultural desire for thinness. And that's the big deal here.
Yeah, really being driven by, celebrities like Oprah, for example. What is the difference then for people, just so they're clear, the difference between the brand name, the generic one, and then the fakes?
Right. And so the actual molecules are called GLP-1 analogs. And the semaglutide molecule is the Ozempic, the one that people talk about often. And so, but there's lots of other ones coming. And so the idea is that the fake medication would be that there's no medication in it. There's there's other fake chemicals in it. And so the question of what is actually being sent to patients when they're getting a fake drug, it's not the real drug from the real pharmaceutical company.
And what could be some of the dangers of somebody taking a medication that is fake?
So the first part is maybe nothing will happen. If it is a placebo, then nothing will happen. But if there's a dangerous chemical in it, then almost anything could end up happening to the patient. So we have to really watch and monitor this and hope that these things aren't arriving at people's doorsteps because it's dangerous.
How are they fooling people? Because as you point out, there are new brand names being released all the time. There are legitimate generic versions of these drugs that cost a little bit less. But how do people know if they're not getting a generic and they're getting a fake?
Right. So the first thing I think we need to know is that the majority of people who are getting the medication with a true disease go to a doctor, and then they go to a pharmacy or a online pharmacy, a proper one. They have a script. So we're talking about a lot of times of people who are trying to get this medication without a indication for it. They don't have type 2 diabetes. They're not living with the obesity problem. They're just trying to get thinner. So if they're going to these websites, then they're going to try and find anything. They're desperate, they are vulnerable, and then they'll buy any medication, and that's where the fake medications end up coming from.
You can understand the concern with taking the fake, for example, and how that can happen. And you're right. In this country, people typically, you want to go through the doctor. And, as the campaign slogan says, we just asked. So they want to go in and just ask. But can you right now go online and you could buy a version of it if you really wanted to? Are there any laws in this country banning that from happening?
There are laws that ban it from happening, but these websites are from overseas, they're from different spots, and people are vulnerable and they will end up clicking on it. The same way you can buy a fake handbag, or you can put your credit card information in. So at this stage, the popularity of these medications are driving sites that are either getting your credit card information and then selling it, giving you a fake product, not giving you any product. They're doing anything they can in any way to scam a person who is vulnerable to try to get thinner without actually going through the proper channels.
Yeah, and we know this is a problem because Health Canada also put this same warning out this year because they were seeing this happening. Remind everybody again why it's important to go through a physician to get your dosage of Ozempic, because it's not just a matter of just sticking a generic needle. There's dosage to be considered as well.
Right, exactly. So this medication is used for actual diseases. So there's an indication for it. And so you need to go to your doctor, find out whether you actually fit, get a prescription, a physical prescription, or one that is faxed to a pharmacy. That could be an online pharmacy. There are real pharmacies. And then you get the medication. There is lots of it. The shortages have actually decreased now. So you can get the actual medication if it's indicated. If you're getting it for a fake reason, then that's where the danger ends up happening.
Yeah. Dr. Wharton, great to have you in studio. Thanks for coming in.
Absolutely.
Hey, thanks for watching. If you liked this, be sure to subscribe here, or you can check out more Your Morning videos right here.